Story 1. She moved to another country, met another man, and had a child. It is strange how some feelings for people linger, while for others, they disappear quickly. Story 2. Her unhealed trauma. Love her to death, still do, but I could not deal with it anymore. I am just having to love her from afar and prioritize my health and happiness again. Story 3. She is not into me, and that is perfectly fine. I love her as a friend and hope the best for her. Story 4. Laziness. She is on the other couch across the living room right now, and my back is too sore from yard work. Story 5. Her. How dare she have standards? She needs to treat her standards like Rapunzel's hair and lower them so we can be together. Story 6. The fact that there are no do-overs in life and that I do not have a DeLorean with a flux capacitor. Story 7. She died 13 years ago. Technically, she is still with me in an urn on a table in the house, but I am guessing you mean being in a relationship. Story 8. Distance. She is going back to France today. I will probably never see her again. She will move on and see other people. I will stay here and be reminded of her presence at every corner I turn. Story 9. I was an awful partner to her. Lots of emotional ignorance and cruelty on my part. I was abusive. I had to move back home because of coronavirus disease 2019. I was self-medicating my depression and loneliness with marijuana, being high all the time, which further strained the long-distance relationship. We were miserable, and I felt ending it was the kindest thing, even though it was devastatingly painful. She is married now, and I am very happy for her that she found her person. I hate the person I was, and I know splitting up was the right decision. I was madly, head over heels in love with her, but I treated her poorly, and she did not deserve that. We needed to grow as individuals and stop being toxic, but that would not have happened if we had stayed together back then. I wish I hated her. I never wanted to break up, so the feelings have lingered longer than I would like. Story 10 time. We are both at very different places, even though it feels like our hearts connect, at least to me. It almost seems like I met her too late, and our paths crossed at the wrong time, by about a 10-year difference. I love her so much, if only she knew. She has a wonderful and beautiful spirit and is absolutely stunning. It honestly hurts me deeply that our chances of being together are very low. But God is in control, you never know. Story 11. She has been caring for her elderly stepmother in the next state since her father passed away recently. She is now her stepmother's caretaker, managing hip replacement physical therapy and related tasks. She still has to go back to Okinawa to retrieve her cats, which she left there when her father died. She was teaching in Korea when the pandemic started and was stuck there for years. She spent 6 weeks in the intensive care unit after a severe head injury that required intubation. When the tube was removed, one of her lungs collapsed, and she underwent an emergency tracheotomy. Being bedridden for 6 weeks weakened most of her muscles and bones. She had to relearn how to walk. The Department of Defense flew her from Korea to Hawaii for physical rehabilitation, then sent her back to Korea. When her father died, she had to return to the United States to handle matters related to his passing. On her trip back, she went through Japan, but the authorities would not allow her cats to leave, as Japan has strict regulations on pet health for animals leaving the country. Now the cats remain in Okinawa with a host waiting to bring them home when she returns. The situation is very painful for her. We are apart because of her choices, not mine. She understands that, and we are at peace with it. Story 12. She is downstairs playing a game. I turned into bed early. I cannot actively cuddle her if she is not in the room. Story 13. She is dying of cirrhosis. She got clean. We reconnected and started a life together. Now she needs 24/7 care that I cannot provide, so she stays with her mother. I am left alone in a house full of her belongings 5 hours away. I would give anything to hold her again. I would give more for her to stop suffering. I will likely give everything to make it all stop. Story 14. She and I have been in love since we started college. 5 years of love, so many memories. Happy, sad, angry, and broken up, but we overcame them all. The year we graduated from college was also the year of the coronavirus disease. She went back to her hometown so we could not see each other. Then she became infected with coronavirus disease and passed away. I did not even get to see her one last time. Story 15. I tried. She wanted to argue the day I put my dog down after 15 years. I will die alone and give all my money to an animal shelter when I die. So far, I have $140,000 and invest $900 a month. I do not need it since I am alone. Story 16. I made many mistakes and struggled with sobriety. I was not myself for a long time, and she finally reached her breaking point. She just reached out to me for the first time since she broke up with me a few days ago, so I am hopeful that I can at least make amends with her. I have been doing a lot of work on myself since she ended things, but I miss her more than anything else in this world, and I would give anything just to hear her voice again. Story 17. I am just scrolling while using the bathroom. She is in the living room preparing for movie night. We are not very far apart, but technically I am not with her. So there are boundaries around privacy. Story 18. I have had too much work to do on myself to show up present because before, I was in a very deep hole of my own pain story. Story 19. My soon-to-be ex-wife. I mean, I'm with the woman I love, but we can't be open about our relationship and I can't introduce her to my children until the divorce is final. To avoid judgment, it should be known that I did not meet her until after I was separated. Story 20. To be honest, I do not love women I do not know. After enough relationships, I no longer have the ability to have a crush. Story 21. At the moment, our children seem to think they need to eat, so she left the room to help them get some food. Story 22. For me, she decided she wanted to be with someone else. She hates the man now, and to be clear, we do not talk. Our relationship and friendship ended when she got with her husband. Through her best friend, I learned she regrets being with him but now has 3 children and no social life, job or car because he thinks she needs to stay home and only communicate with him. He actually kicked her best friend and college roommate out of their house after 30 minutes because he wanted her to cook dinner and pay attention to him. I feel somewhat bad for her, but I am not going to say she did not cause this herself, and I am not getting involved. Story 23. She came from wealth and I did not. I ended up dating a guy who is exactly like me except for that part. Story 24. My own immaturity and poor judgment caused pain. She was the first woman I had a relationship with, and I treated her badly. She has since found someone new, and they seem to be doing well, which makes me happy for her. She deserves the world. Story 25. I have not met her yet, whoever she is. I need to improve myself and grow as a person. Story 26. She cheated on me. I still have faith and hope in love, though. Took me a few years to recover from that heartbreak. I am here for the taking with the next lucky woman, whoever she may be. Story 27. Oh God, where to begin? She just got out of a toxic, messy relationship and he has very obviously moved on already. For context, we all work together. I am her manager, and the ex has started seeing another coworker. That part is devastating her a bit because she is clearly not over him yet. She told me she is not ready for another relationship, but I do my best to still treat her with kindness. We have been on 9 dates over the past 4 months, and there has been some uncertainty on her end. My friends and roommates do not exactly like her, but they just want me to be happy. I do not know what to do besides wait. Story 28. The woman I loved for over 10 years and had 2 children with went to jail after she lied about them being alive after COVID. They both died. She only served 6 months. Shortly after her release, she married a man she had known for less than 1 year, including her time incarcerated. Now I am too jaded, averse, and picky to consider any of the women I date as long-term matches. Story 29. Her husband was the safe option for her. It turns out a girl with an absent father can realistically choose the man who is present and only okay, instead of the man who can make the world bend to her wishes but is never there. He still looks at me with anger in his eyes every time we run into each other in the city. Story 30. The fact that she is straight. We have been best friends for 6 years, and I have secretly been in love with her the whole time. Every time she tells me about her latest date with some man, It feels like my heart is being ripped out. Story 31. My appearance, my body, my lack of intelligence, my lack of charisma, my lifestyle, and my lack of social skills and social proof. Story 32. I am so emotionally distressed that I cannot be around anyone important in my life for more than a few minutes. Story 33. My extreme avoidance is confusing because every time I think about it, I don't even know what I am avoiding. So, I guess a better answer would be nothing, really. Question to the older men who may have had similar thoughts. Is the mindset of, I am going to wait until I get my life the way I think it should be, and then reconnect worthwhile? Part of me feels that trying to build a relationship with someone else while I do not have my life together on my own makes no sense. But I wonder if I am wrong. Story 34. When I see her at the bar, I assume she does not want to be bothered, and I just go on with my night. It is definitely not a confidence issue. I would just feel like I am disturbing their peace or making them exhausted from yet another guy's attention. I also do not catch many glances, I must say. Story 35. I met my wife at work. My soulmate, however, likely lives in another town or country. I will never meet this wonderful person. Wait, has the internet ever brought soulmates together? Can the web do that? Does anyone know? Story 36. She is in a different country, and I am not as successful financially. The second part is more about me. I honestly do not think she minds it. Story 37. She just doesn't want that. Everything was pretty good. We told each other about love, but when the time came, she said that she didn't want anything with me, and I was just a friend. Story 38. After 8 amazing years, she left me. She just does not love me that way anymore. No other details or reasons. Story 39. She is at work today. It is fine. I will see her tonight when she gets home. It was a long and rough road to get here, but we have been in a relationship for 4 years and living together for 3. Still feels fun, light, and easy. When you find the one, you know it. Story 40. No money, unattractive appearance, living with my father. We split the payment and I carry my weight, obviously, but I have been told multiple times that I need my own place. So, objectively speaking, why bother? Story 41. She has been hurt by men and is no longer interested in love. She is my close friend now, and I just want her to know that not all men are bad. I am glad she trusts me. I hope, enough to consider me a friend. She is nearly everything I want in a woman. Hopefully, I will find someone else like her. Story 42. She has a rent-controlled lease on her apartment, and my moving in would put her over the income threshold. Therefore, for at least another year, we will not be living together. Story 43. We broke up last year. I was madly in love with her, but she did not seem to care about me. I finally had enough of her disrespect and told her we either work on things or break up. She chose to break up, saying that she wanted to see what else is out there, even though we have an undeniable connection. Story 44. I am a 37-year-old male. I have a smaller pool of contacts than most, I think. Really, it is my location. I am in a new town of 26,000 people with no large metropolitan area that close. Story 45. I dated a woman who was sexually abused at age 9 by her mother's boyfriend. She said, "Dad was a rolling stone." After the breakup, I realized I could never go through that. I have learned my lesson. Story 46. Money. No, seriously, it's the main focus in this modern world. I understand it's okay to have reasonable standards, but honestly, you're expected to provide everything and more, and then the other person can plant it at home whenever they want. Story 47. The fact that she is my boss. I cannot tell you about another woman I have met in my life whose only flaw is her confidence publicly. She is successful, smart, cute, kind, knowledgeable, respectful, big picture oriented, caring, and honest. She faces challenges and hides herself. She works out at home every day and eats well. I have seen it in her eyes and know there is a level of passion inside. Story 48. She lives in Vienna and comes back only for summer holidays. I hope that one day I will come to Austria to tell her how much I love her, but she has now found a boyfriend, so I do not even know how we will be this summer. Story 49. Unrequited love. That is life. This is not the first time it has happened. It might not be the last time. The feelings will go away eventually. It just takes some time and space. There was a moment when I confessed that I was interested in her. She kindly let me know that the feelings were not reciprocal. We mutually stopped talking after that. I was disappointed, but there were no bitter feelings on my end. There was a time or two when I tried to start talking with her again. My impulse control is not great, and I felt embarrassed afterwards. Fortunately, she was understanding about it. I tried dating, but my heart is just not there right now. I have yet to meet another woman who makes me feel the same way that I do about her. For now, I am happy being single and doing my own thing. I am sure I will feel differently eventually. Story 50. I am very turned off by the gender ratio imbalance in Indian society. Most girls receive so much attention that it feels like standing in a queue for the girl you like. It requires too much effort for boys to be in a relationship. Story 51. My snoring. During the week, I sleep on the couch so she can get a full night's sleep. I work from home. She has to drive. It is easier this way since I can sleep anywhere. Story 52. Well, she is also my best friend, and I am just too scared to tell her how much I love her. But I have decided that no matter what, I will tell her everything. Story 53. Her mother does not trust me, and she thinks I will not be able to fulfill her needs or that I would do something to hurt her. I think she also does not want to be with me anymore. Story 54. She used to leave me to spend time with other boys when we went out. We have not spoken to each other in over 20 years. Story 55. My common sense and logic. The moment she stopped caring was the moment I had to stop loving her. Story 56. Absolutely nothing. It's 5:45 a.m., and she's sitting next to me in her armchair. I just laid the baby back down to sleep, and we're scrolling Reddit together. Life is good. Story 57. My mental disorders, panic attacks, anxiety, bipolar depression, have made my life a nightmare lately. It has caused me to push people away. She has been waiting for months for me to heal, and I am scared I am going to lose her because I am struggling mentally. Story 58. The dentist. I am at the dentist, and I am waiting in the car for her to come out. Story 59. I am at work, need to post a letter to the Swedish Department of Motor Vehicles and do my taxes. I will go see her when I am done. Story 61. She is Scarlett Johansson. 2. She is married. 3. I have never met her in my entire life and probably never will. Story 61. She is busy doing her hair at the moment. When she is finally done, we have to leave the house, and when we get back, she will be tired. I will probably have better luck tomorrow. Story 62. Nothing. I got lucky. I am living with her now, proposed a few weeks ago, and we are getting married in a few months. Story 63. The woman. I do not know where or how to meet her in today's society. Constant self-doubt about not being worthy because of outside influences such as family and friends and social media influence, which I was able to block out, tell you that you are not worthy if you do not do and have this and that or a certain amount of money. Therefore, I better not talk to anyone. Story 64. I have never had anyone I was truly attracted to like me back. I only receive interest from women to whom I could never commit because I do not find them attractive. Story 65. Nothing at the moment. Right now, it is just time. We want to get to know each other better before making any commitments. Story 66. Every time I develop feelings toward a woman, they are not reciprocated. Why is it so difficult to find a woman who is chill and down to earth without underlying intentions? I know they exist, but I have yet to come across a genuine one. Story 67. She is at the hospital with our newborn as she just gave birth, and they have a policy that the companion can only stay until 8 p.m. Story 68. The woman I love is on a level above me. She is amazing. What is stopping me? I feel like I am not worthy of her. Story 69. Distance. My job took me overseas, and I am nearing the end of my contract. I cannot wait to get back to baseball and weekends off. Story 70. She moved on to another man. She left, and I told her I cannot come back if she ever reconsiders. She moved away. Story 71. I have two. One does not know me but was the lead female character in High School Musical. The second looks like her but is my wife. Story 72. She is upstairs working while I am downstairs working. Currently, she is in a meeting and I will be in a meeting shortly. Story 73. She is. Everything in her life is chaos and a mess right now, so I am patiently waiting but do not want to wait forever. Story 74. I thought she was way out of my league, so I never confessed my love to her. Over years of superficial contact with her on social media, I constructed the idea that she was not interested in me. Additionally, she is now the ex-girlfriend of my best friend, and she also rejected and blocked another best friend who loved her deeply and decided to confess. You can see how complicated the situation is. Story 75. We are together, but we are both single parents with teenagers. We spend as much time together as we can, but it would probably be too disruptive for the children if we moved in together. We are waiting a couple more years until they have all graduated. Then we will finally be able to live together. The rent on a place large enough to house a family with 3 teenage boys would be expensive in our area. We have met each other's children and get along well enough. The children have not met each other yet, though they know of each other's existence. On days when we do not have the children, we are together all day and night, and we try to go out and do fun things every chance we get. She is the woman I was meant to be with. Story 76. She is in love with somebody else. But in all seriousness, I just haven't met her yet. She cannot be the one above because she is taken. Story 77. I know it is embarrassing because of my size. You know what I mean? I think I can never satisfy any woman, so I just let it go. I know it is bad, but what can I do? Story 78. She left me. I do not usually have strong emotional attachments to people. She is basically the only one, aside from maybe my immediate family. Maybe someday I will move on, but I doubt it. I do not really care to try dating anyone again. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.